open the forum for session. So.
Good morning, everyone.
Put it in my pocket. Slide change. Next previous. Okay. I'll talk about what exchange, how does an exchange work, and I'll explain you about few products of exchange. Can I have a brief idea? What do you guys know about what an exchange is? How does it work? Any brief idea? Any guesses? Exchange कैसे काम कर सकता है? Yes, it involves money. How does it work? How this money is transferred from one person to another person? Through stocks, right? It's a future market. Yes. Anything else? Gold, yes, gold is also involved. Commodities, shares, yes, right. Yes, speculation is a part. It can't be 100% a speculation. It's a part. Okay, I'll brief you about this thing now. NSE came into existence in the year 1994. There was a meeting between government under the chairmanship of Mr. M.J. Fairwani in the year 1992, and it was decided to establish an exchange where the errors what were there in the exchanges earlier to NSE should be removed. Now I'll talk about those errors or those problems which were there in the market at that time, prior 1990 scenario. Before NSE came into existence, there were 21 multiple exchanges were operating in India. And how these exchanges were made? Suppose I am in Delhi. There are 100 different brokers working in Delhi. They'll come up together and will make an exchange. They'll trade with themselves only on behalf of with their own funds, on behalf of their client funds. Okay. But one of the major restriction at that time was that brokers who are working in Delhi can trade with the brokers of Delhi only. Okay. This was one of the major issue at that time. These brokers were the owner of the exchange. These brokers used to manage the exchange, and these brokers used to work for the exchange. So they had the chances of manipulating things at that time. क्योंकि ownership भी उनकी, management भी उन्हीं का. Then everything at that time was into, you can say paperwork was there, lot of paperwork. Everything and every trade was done at that time was noted down on piece of papers. They used to have a books, that books were called fragmented order books. And the room where these people used to trade, they used to come up and shout together. Suppose if someone has to sell, will shout that I have to sell this particular security at this price. And the another person who is ready to buy those shares will shout, yes, I am ready to buy. Then they'll come up together at one place, will note down that I have traded with this person, I have exchanged this number of securities with that person. That time this format was followed, and the process of shouting was called open outcry system. And the floor where they used to trade, that system was called floor based trading. Okay. It's clear that prior 1990 or before NSE came, it was floor-based system and open outcry method. Clear? Okay. Then it says there is lack of transparency. See, what used to happen? Client would never go into the exchange. He would only ask or ring up his broker that please buy these securities. Okay, please sell these securities for me. In that case, what used to happen, broker might manipulate the situation. He might take the advantage of the situation. Okay. And what used to even happen, without the information of the client, he might sell some shares or buy some shares from the funds of the client. This all thing used to happen, and there was no transparency. Investors were quite afraid at that time to invest in the market. Then it says it had limited trading hours. How limited trading hours? As I told you, they had the system of open outcry. So what used to happen? A person has to come up at a place and shout. See how long a person can shout, for hour or 2 hour or 3 hour, right? Not more than that. That's why they had a limited trading hour. And then they had the manual settlement concept. I told you they had fragmented order books, right? So everything was done manually, every entry was done manually. So after the trading hours, they used to settle everything manually. They'll show their chits or those slips, whatever they used to have at that time. Will exchange with among themselves, will exchange their fund at that time, that way only. Then it says they had a settlement delay. This was one of the major issue at that time. Suppose there is a broker who sold some shares, and another broker who sold the share has sold it on demand of his client. His client asked him to sell those shares. So when the transaction was completed, or when he found the buyer of those shares, or the broker who bought those shares, they made the entry in their books. So the selling broker will ask his client to transfer physical shares to him, and the buying broker will ask his client to transfer the fund. Okay, and then these brokers would transfer the fund and shares among themselves, and then these funds and shares will be transferred to end clients. Okay, so this process used to take quite a long time. There might be a delay of 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. It used to take around 7 to 8 days. So it had a huge settlement delay. So all these things were to be removed from the market because they were creating lot of hindrances for the people. So what happened? NSE came into existence in year 1992. As I told you, in the meeting it was decided to remove all these problems. So what was done? It was decided to establish an exchange where everything will be electronized. No paper-based settlements, everything electronized. So most important advantage which they got at that time was, suppose if there is a broker in Delhi, now that broker can electronically or through internet or through VSAT can trade with any other broker operating in India or at even international level. This led to increase in liquidity. Okay, and it was decided that everything, every rule and regulation, every price of the share is to be shown to the end client. Then these stickers and everything was shown on our websites. It was see the codes, prices, and yes, every physical thing was removed. Since this open outcry system was closed, so the trading hours were increased. Right? Here's a brief comparison what happened when NSE came into existence. Earlier it used to be at a floor based trading system, now electronic and automated, everything through computers. They were localized, we went national and internationalized. There are limited trading hours, we increased our trading hours. There are limited brokers, we were having more number of brokers. Currently NSE has around 1680 brokers. There are lack of transparency. NSE then everything became transparent. Visit any exchange website, or you can visit NSE website. You will find lot of information over there about finance. Anything, any movement in the market which had affected people, there will be a circular regarding to that, and there everything and every rule and regulation which bites the market will be available over there. Every information is available on a website. There lack of liquidity. Since I told you, the brokers of Delhi could operate with the brokers of Delhi only, so they had lack of liquidity. But since we went in national and international, so we had more number of brokers and more number of clients. That's why liquidity increased. So there was more possibility of transaction happening at that particular moments only. They had a paper-based settlement. We removed those settlement and everything was electronized. And yes, it says high standard of risk management. We have developed the systems of risk management through servers and monitoring policies, and whenever a broker comes to NSE, they need to deposit a huge amount to become a member of NSE to start trading. In case any broker or any of his client defaults, then that broker or that client is penalized. We penalize the broker penalizes that his client. This is a format, and this has been done to safeguard the interest of the clients or the investors. Clear till now? Okay, NSE structure. See, it was decided that owners of the exchange will be different, management of the exchange will be different, and those people trading or the broker, now called as members, will be different. Brokers will have no share or no participation in ownership or management of the exchange. They can't manipulate our situations, and it was decided those who are the owner and part of the management of the exchange have to be ethically bound that they don't trade. There are certain compliances put on us so that we are not able to trade on regular basis. Yes, day-to-day management by professionals like us. There is a transparency in our administration and rule. As I told, visit our website, you will find every rule and regulations regarding the exchange or a financial market at our website. Yes, when NSE came into existence, this system was brought into the market. It was made mandatory for every other exchange to follow this system by SEBI. Here I'll talk about the participants of the market. Security can come up into primary, secondary or OTC. Primary will include this IPOs, initial public offer, then rights issue and private placement. You know what a right issue? See, I have existing shareholders. I want to issue new securities. Instead of issuing it to new people, I'll issue those securities to my existing shareholders only. I'll issue some rights to them to raise my fund. This is called right issue. Private placement. Suppose a new company has to come up into the market, but it doesn't want to all the brokers available in the market or the clients or investors in the market shares to selected number of people. What will they do? They'll disclose this thing that we are issuing IPOs, and these IPOs will or you can say my shares will be taken up by these particular people. Okay, it will be an IPO but will be taken up by particular people. That will be disclosed in public beforehand. That's called private placement. Okay, all the other trading in which there is sale of the shares after IPO, it takes place at secondary market. Clear? Then we have OTC, non-exchange market. Bank is one of the example non-exchange market where there is transfer of securities, or you can say these currency. You have a currency transfers at banks. That's a part of OTC. Okay, now we'll talk about the participants of the market. Who all can participate in the market? First thing, who will issue the securities? Companies. Clear है ना? Company issue करेगी या government issue करेगी? Right? सर चलेगा सब शांत हो. Okay. Company securities issue कर देगी या government issue करेगी security. Okay. Who will buy those securities? Investors, right? Here's the list of investors. It can be an individual, it can be a mutual fund, it can be an FIFI, it can be an insurance company, it can be a venture capital. To which mode they'll come up to this issuers. अपना fund कैसे transfer करेंगे, किसके through करेंगे? They'll need an intermediary for that. Clearing houses, merchant bankers, brokers. Clear? Yes, and where will they do all these things? Infrastructure will be provided by the stock exchange or the depository. You know what are depositories? No, depository. In India, there are only two depository operating: CDSL and NSDL. सिक्योरिटी अब फिजिकल फॉर्म में नहीं होती ना, कोई भी शेयर फिजिकल फॉर्म में नहीं होता ना, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फॉर्म में होता है. गाइस रिप्लाई तो करो. राइट, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फॉर्म में होते हैं हमारे शेयर्स. वो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फॉर्म में कहां पे होते हैं, किसके पास होते हैं? डिपॉजिटरी के पास. इंडिया में आप किसी भी एक्सचेंज में काम करोगे, एनएससी में करो, बीएससी में करो, एमसीएक्स में करो, यूएससी में करो, किसी भी एक्सचेंज में काम करोगे, आपके सिक्योरिटीज फिजिकल फॉर्म में डिपॉजिटरी के पास होंगी. और इंडिया में सिर्फ दो ही डिपॉजिटरी है, एनएसडीएल, सीडीएसएल. आप किसी भी एक्सचेंज में काम करो, इन दोनों डिपॉजिटरी किसी भी एक के पास आपकी सिक्योरिटी रखी जाएंगी. That depends on the broker through which you are coming. This concept is clear of the participants of the market. Okay, where these securities can be divided into debentures, equity shares and preference shares, right? Now I'll talk about the role of an exchange. Yes, it involves the liquidity of the funds, in moving the fund from investor to the issuer. It has been sourcing the fund, and one of the major advantage of the exchange is that your security is in safe hands. Okay, your fund is in safe hands. यहाँ लॉस होने का चांसेस ट्रेडिंग में तो होता है, लेकिन एक तरफ से एक हिसाब से देखोगे तो बेनिफिट भी है कि आपका फंड कहीं पे रखा हुआ वेस्ट नहीं हो रहा है, राइट? Yes, it involves distribution of wealth. Here are few of the exchanges operating in this world. This is our head office, Mumbai, Bandra Kurla complex. These are few products, and we have a disaster management, or you can say a recovery side. In case our head office is not able to operate at any particular moment due to some unfortunate reason, what happened at the time of Mumbai attack, our recovery, our backup site are working, and it's located 700 kilometers away from Chennai at an undisclosed location. Within fraction of second, if our Bandra Kurla office is working, our database, or you can say the servers, will start working from that location. Now I'll tell you about NSE. We are one of the largest exchange in India. We have more than 1500 company listed. Current list is around 1690. We are the global leader in equity derivatives. We are third largest in the world in equity derivatives. Our vision is to be the leader. Our focus today is to have a comprehensive product lines, best of breeds products and competitive pricing. Our objective is to have the liquidity in the market. Here are the few of our asset classes in which our securities can be divided. In capital market we have equities, debt, ETFs and mutual funds. In equity derivatives we have stock options, stock future, index option, index future, global indices. You know what are derivatives? Yes, please explain.
Actually, in derivatives, there are two parties, the buyer and the seller.
Yes.
They have the obligation to perform. They can't step back. In option market, we have option to step back, where the purchaser or the person who is purchasing something can have an option to pay premium and he can step back anytime. And the seller has the obligation to perform the given.
Right, exactly. See, derivatives are those products which don't have their own value. They derive their value from the underlying product. Derivatives are type of contracts. कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किसी भी चीज के ऊपर कर सकते हो आप, उसके ऊपर डेरिवेटिव बना देंगे और उसके ऊपर उन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स के ऊपर ट्रेडिंग होगी. ठीक है, कोई शेयर्स खरीदे जाएंगे. सपोज आई हैव टू सेल अ चेयर आफ्टर 3 months. आई मेक अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट विद अ पर्सन दैट आई हैव टू सेल दी शेयर आफ्टर 3 months एट अ पर्टिकुलर प्राइस. ओके, एंड इस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के ऊपर ट्रेडिंग होनी शुरू हो जाएगी. इन केस आफ्टर 3 months ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ऐसा है कि एग्जीक्यूट होगा ही होगा. बायर या सेलर बैकआउट नहीं कर सकते. दैट्स कॉल्ड फ्यूचर्स. इन एनी केस बायर और सेलर आइदर एट प्रॉफिट और लॉस, डजंट मैटर, दे हैव टू एग्जीक्यूट द ट्रेड or they have to execute that contract. It's called future. But if they get an option at the end of the contract, if I am at a benefit position, I'll execute, else I'll get out of that transaction. It's called option. अपना क्या होता है कि आपने कुछ इन्वेस्टमेंट, if you have to buy shares of suppose 1 lakh for a particular contract, you have entered into a contract of 1 lakh for buying shares after 3 months. Okay, and you are able to find those shares for 90,000 after 3 months. Initially you have made the payment of 5,000, so you were supposed to pay 95,000, but you are getting same number of shares, same quality and everything for 90,000 currently apart that contract. So you will get off that contract your 5,000 which you have earlier paid for that contract. will be vanished. That's your only loss at that time, and you get a profit of 5,000. This is called option. Clear? Option समझ आया? Yes. Futures. As I was explaining you, I have entered into a contract for 1 lakh amount. I have to buy some particular amount of shares. Okay. After 3 months, I had the contract to buy those shares. After 3 months, I paid that guy this amount and bought those shares physical. That's the future. Yes, but yes, you can say, but these prices are calculated on a Black-Scholes method, and these prices fluctuate. Okay, suppose if I have entered into a contract today, but what will happen? I'll pay some margin money to be into the contract, or you can say it's called premium amount, token money, right? We pay a token amount, and what will happen? Every day, since this contract will be traded, there might be more number of people who are trading on same contract, same thing. What will happen? Price of these shares, this contract might go up and go down, and based on that, the person who has bought the contract will have to make payments to maintain a particular level with the broker or the fund to be into that contract. They have to make that payment. That's future. Clear? Yes, that everything is done through a clearinghouse. Here are few group of companies associated with NSE. NSCCL take care of post-trading activities. After 3:30, whatever settlement has to take place, funds have to be transferred, securities have to be transferred, are taken care by NSCCL. Okay, it's 100% owned subsidiary of NSE. Yes, as I told you that initially when a broker has to come up to an exchange, they have to give a huge amount of deposit, right? Out of that deposit, a huge amount is given to is kept with NSCCL. In case any broker defaults, any client defaults, NSCCL will charge those clients by deducting their amount from the deposit. NSE Tech, NSE IT, TOTEX, they take care of our technologies, in-house technology, and the technology we provide to our brokers. NCDX is our commodity exchange. PXIL is our power exchange. Here's our daily average turnover. It's around $32 billion each day. Okay. Now I'll tell you what you need to trade. What is needed to trade? Initially you need a demat account, right? It's a dematerialized format of an account. Instead of having a physical account, you can have a electronic form of account. It's a demat account. You can open this demat account with a depository participant. Depository participant can be a broker. It can be a bank also. Okay. They are the you come up to an exchange. A client can never directly come up to an exchange. Okay. You have to come through a broker or through a bank. That medium is called depository participant. At this link you can find all the listed depositories. Here you can open your account with a trading member also. You can find our details over there at our website. How these brokers communicate to us? How these brokers trade? They trade. Have you seen that black screen with a broker with this blue and red color, right? Which is available with that broker. With a broker, I am specifying available to a broker who is a member of. It's called Neat screen. National Exchange for Automated Trading. It's a special software developed for them. Software available with you guys or the people working at their home or at their offices or at the client ends. That's Now or CTCL. We provide the software to the broker. That's called Neat, and they communicate through VSAT or lease line. या तो वायरिंग कम्युनिकेशन होगा या सैटेलाइट कम्युनिकेशन होगा. दो ही मेथड से वो हमसे कम्युनिकेट करेगा. that broker may provide this software to his client, to his sub broker. That sub broker will be having this now, that is Meet on Web or CTCL, computer to computer link. Now it is available on a website free of cost, but for Meet, broker have to pay amount. Okay, every time a broker or the employee of a broker who is into trading come up on his system to work, he need to enter few details: his user ID, trading member ID. There is a word called UCC, unique client code. Every client will get his unique client code, and these codes are necessary to be entered every time any order is to be punched, so as to define for whom this order are being punched. This is a Meet screen where broker works. Initially, a worker or the employee of a broker or the dealer who is sitting over there will enter his user ID. User ID will be unique for each and every dealer or the employee. Then he will enter trading member ID. Trading member ID is common for a broker. Suppose for Religare, trading member ID will be 1. There will be a particular trading member ID for it. For SMC will be different. For Globe it will be different. But for one broker it will be one only trading member ID. He'll enter his password and he'll log into his system. He'll get this screen. This screen is showing some number of securities, but initially when he enters into his screen, this screen is blank. It's all black screen. This is a market watch screen. Once he press this F4 button or he clicks on this, when he presses this F4 button, he'll get this market watch screen. It will show all the securities trading at that time in the market. Clear? And this red color means that current is lower than the previous current price. Blue color means current price is higher than the previous current price. Right side of the screen is the